monster.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Speakeasy.
I'm Zach.
And I am Jake.
And we are the Dirt Road Men. That is unsatisfying as hell.
Grab an empty glass. What kind of clank can we get on empty? Hold it by the base. That's better.
Anyway, so we're here for another talk video, mostly because we thought of something we could chime in on, and it's hilarious because I'm gonna need to post this like right away, so like Monday. And this is the last video we're filming today on a whim. We've done a blind taste testing and 2 whiskey reviews, so we're like 8 ounces deep right now.
Yeah. I did have some coffee earlier.
Yeah.
It may have been steeped in Red Bull, but that's neither here nor there.
And now we're drinking Monster.
Hooray for kidneys and livers and
whatever.
Hearts.
We wanted to make this video as a talk video commenting on what's been going on, the controversy that has happened primarily because of one person in the whiskey tribe. Centering around the Whiskey Vault guys, Rex and Daniel, who, while we haven't got to meet them and our channel wasn't exactly big enough to get an invite, not their fault.
No.
We think they're cool as hell, and honestly, if it weren't for them, we probably wouldn't be doing this right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, this year has already been good enough to us that we might have a way to bankroll the rest of the year before February or March. And so breaking even becomes super easy without releasing a product even. Now, I say all that because even though we're a considerably smaller channel, I feel like it's worth weighing in on, because some controversy has been brought up by the Whiskey Jug.
Yes.
Basically claiming that the Whiskey Sommelier program at Wizard Marketing School, the Whiskey Marketing School and the Whiskey Vault, run by Daniel Whittington and Rex Williams, is illegitimate. And I think those claims are both ill-advised and incorrect. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And I'm going to take a step or two further and say that I applaud Daniel and Rex for being so measured and calm in their responses.
Mm-hmm.
Because I personally would have come at this guy like, I will literally kneecap you in the street.
That seems light. Also?
Well, you know, I don't want to admit to any crimes on camera.
Because kneecapping somebody isn't a crime.
Shh. It's more like a misdemeanor. It's totally not felony assault.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely felony assault.
Go big or go home.
I don't know. I read it and I was like, man, if I was them, I would want to, like, put this dude in a ring and wholesale beat this guy's ass. Basically what he said was that he didn't like the use of the term sommelier, right? That was like the core of what he said.
Yeah.
That and the fact that it centers around marketing more than making whiskey knowledge.
They are a marketing school?
Yes.
And he also threw in some infactual information, like he said that you could just take, class after... There are 5 levels, and each of them are like a 2-day class.
Yeah, and none of them are currently certified over level 3.
Yeah. I think, Daniel's
even only a level 3.
Yeah. But, you have to wait at least 6 months in between each, and he said that you could, the Whiskey Jug fella, or whatever, I don't want to misgender anything.
Does he look like a bitch? Dude, so, we're a small channel. What's he gonna do to us?
I mean...
But anyway...
Even if he came to my personal address, he'd just end up in a casket. Anyway, yeah, he was... When I read the article, it sounded like he could just go and do like all 5 in a couple of weeks. Or, 5 weeks, 5 weekends. Mm-hmm. But no, you have to wait at least 6 months. And in some of them, You even have to go and work at
Yeah,
a
for levels 4 and
distillery.
5, you have to work at a distillery. You have to be directly involved in the process.
Yeah.
So some of his arguments could be made for 1 through 3. But to reach level 5, which is like mastery level, it's going to take you work. Real work that you're going to have to put into the whiskey industry.
And that might mean you're literally carrying 50 to 80 pound sacks of corn or rye or some kind of grain or sugar. No, they don't
Whatever.
use sugar. And dumping it in a big vat of crap, but or sweeping a floor or something, but
Or putting a bunch of barley in a shed and heating it.
yeah,
Yeah.
smoking grains.
Here's the problem, though, right? For every point he made that was true, he neglected to mention that they were upfront about this. It's not like they're hiding anything.
Yeah, it's all literally on their website. Go to
And they say it in videos.
Yeah.
And he put the video there like it was a negative. Like it was a net negative. He's like, look, they literally say right here that at least the program is at least 50% centered on marketing. And it's like, thank you.
they're a whiskey marketing school.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't have marketing in their program, why are you even going there?
Yeah, they're not saying they're the end-all, be-all of whiskey certifications.
And like they said in their response,
Mm-hmm.
there are people, high up people, even Nobel. Was it Nobel Prize winners or?
I don't think it was
Pulitzer?
Nobel Prize winners. It was Pulitzer Prize winning writer, I think.
Okay. It's kind of a big mistake on my end.
Somebody won some awards.
Yeah, who've gone through and done some stuff there, but crab baskets. Yeah,
You lost your whole train of thought.
I did, and that's terrible.
Here's the thing, though, right? They're not only transparent about everything that they are and that they do. He also implied that basically no one there has ever worked in the whiskey industry.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel was able to show that that was blatantly false. And that Daniel himself was accused of never working in the whiskey industry, which, regardless of the 5+ years that he tagged as he spent as a bartender, the man owns a distillery.
Yeah, so
Okay, it's less than a year old, but this article was just written.
yeah. It was there and then it's gone again. Yep.
And of course, they took pot shots at Rex, and Rex is a funny guy who is more marketing centered, and Daniel's the whiskey nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not unclear about that either.
No.
Rex
like,
isn't a Somm, he has no desire to be a Somm, and he just kind of wings it. And he says that in almost every video.
They even did a video explaining to you, because they are a marketing school, like the whole vault started out as a way for the sommelier students to kind of see what notes they might be looking for in the whiskey, the different whiskeys. And then Rex came along and like episode 2.
Yeah, so pretty early, but he had done some other videos, like his version of the Yule log and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. Rex came along.
He started just kind of being like a sidekick because everybody needs somebody like a number 2. Ha. Hi. Number 2. And
I mean, you're co-owner. You're not really number 2, but
yeah, but still. And then the whole thing kind of turned into a marketing experiment. How fast could you grow a YouTube channel? By doing like crazy stuff.
apparently
like,
phenomenally fast because they have the first and third biggest YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Not biggest YouTube channels. Biggest whiskey YouTube channels.
So it goes the Whiskey Vault, Ralphie, and Whiskey Biscuit,
Whiskey Tribe.
Whiskey Tribe. Oh, okay, because they changed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that this guy had some vitriol in him from being kicked out of the tribe. However, what I did, because I've built up a good following of a couple thousand people on Instagram, is I went to other whiskey influencers that I talk with. Other, meaning not me. I don't know that you'd call me a whiskey influencer yet. I would say that happens at 10K, and I don't have 10K.
Hey, I influenced at least one fella to buy a whiskey at a liquor store once. Would you say I'm an influencer?
Not in the sense that I'm referring to. Anyway, and I talked to them about what they thought about it, and a lot of them were like, I don't like that it's called sommelier because they equated it to the word, or to the way that the wine community uses sommelier.
That was my thought earlier. They had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
They're
building something new.
Yeah, the wine sommelier thing had to start somewhere. When I first heard, little old me, first heard about wine sommeliers and like what they do, they just come and tell you what they think of the wine. And yeah, they go through classes and they go through courses.
And a pretty rigorous process.
Which isn't 100% unlike the whiskey sommelier, but they all had to start somewhere. And that's what I think the whiskey sommelier is trying to do. They're trying to start it because there's not a lot of people. If you go to a bar or you go to a nice restaurant and you want to order a whiskey, but you're not quite sure what you want, maybe you want something new, and you ask, hey, what would you recommend? Here's what I like. Most people I've came across are like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
What you want.
It's actually become something I'm known for at work, is that basically everybody that's asked me for a whiskey they might like has said that the whiskey I gave them based on the questions I asked, and I'm not even a sommelier, I'm just like an enthusiast at this point.
Yeah.
Has hit home. And that's essentially what they're going for, but they're also trying to turn it into a way to make a living. And yeah, the guy even acknowledged at the end of his article, to give him his credit where it's due, what little the guy has, he did acknowledge that a brand ambassador should definitely go through their program. Okay, so I'll admit that there's a monetary motivation for a brand ambassador to go to a certain brand. Like maybe he wants to go to a brand, but another brand offers him more money, so he picks that one. I personally, if I had the choice, would work for the Wild Turkey Distillery.
Yes.
Regardless of whether or not they paid me more than Heaven Hill.
I would.
As long as I had enough to live on.
Yeah.
And that is essentially a sommelier.
Mm-hmm.
And sommelier meant butler in the first place. It was essentially the butler that managed the wine cellar.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, to me, that gives it a negative connotation. But I like the term, and I intend to take the class. I assume we both still intend to take the class.
Mm-hmm. It would be great.
Because it would be good for our channel. It would be good for if we get to open a distillery, which is something we would love to do. It makes sense.
I just think it would be really, really fun.
Mm-hmm. Now, there are other certifications like Bourbon Steward, or there's the Edinburgh School of Whiskey or whatever, which is in Europe.
I've heard of those.
The Bourbon Steward is the more respected one in the bourbon industry.
Uh-huh.
But these guys, again, started something new.
I knew I'd heard that before.
One of the people involved in the program is a steward. Two of them, actually.
Yeah. I don't remember who they are, but...
Yeah. One of them was like Kate or Kat or something.
Yeah.
One of the ladies involved with the program. So, really we thought we'd weigh in because this guy said a lot of negative stuff, and I wanted to give credit to the points he made that were true, but even the points that he made that were true were sort of misrepresentative.
Mm-hmm.
Because he acts as though they hide what he's saying.
No, everything he
And
says is...
their biggest thing is transparency, not only with themselves, but in the whiskey industry. They're like, we don't care if you're sourcing, just say that you're sourcing.
Yeah.
Which a lot of whiskey snobs pick on them about. And the tribe is actually probably their greatest achievement so far, in my opinion. The tribe, more than the school, more than the channel, more than anything, has managed to marry a bunch of people of obviously different political views, as you'll figure out during the dry week when people don't know what to post about, so they argue.
Yeah.
Can all get together and agree on something. And granted, they have to manage it and delete posts and occasionally ban people who are trying to help other people out with cool product ideas.
He's not bitter or nothing.
They keep it clean so that all of these people can still have group cohesion. So, I guess what I wanted to make the video about was us coming in and saying our piece and really kind of supporting the Vault, because despite everything he said and what bit of it was true, although misrepresentative, I think they're good guys and it's a good program and you shouldn't crap on them, and they're more successful than you, so go to hell.
Yeah, I think what I got from it, even before I got confirmation on my thought process, was it sounded like somebody was bitter about being kicked out of the tribe and just wanted to kind of attack something because he was bitter and angry. I don't know why. It's a Facebook thing.
Yeah, it's not like it affects your real life.
Yeah, it just sounded like anger.
You know why I was mad when I got kicked out of the Vault? Aside from the fact that I was actually trying to help the people more than make any real money. Because I didn't want to lose a community of people that liked the same thing I did. It wasn't because of their rules or anything else. I mean, that was there. But the primary concern was that I didn't want to lose that connection to people that loved the same things I do.
Like a tribe?
Yes. Which we've discussed in a past video that someone somehow made political on me.
Really? It's weird.
Yeah, I'll get to it later. I just think that the Vault guys are in the right on this one because they are transparent with you, and they don't say that their certification is the end-all be-all, and there's nobody else pushing the sommelier title for whiskey, at least in America. And let's be real, we're not that concerned about where else offers it.
What about other places than America?
They're not America, so yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Anyway, we gotta wrap the video up. Our timer went off, so till we see you again, I'm Zach.
I'm Jake.
And we are the Dirt Road Men.
Fair enough. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, drop us a comment, and check out our Facebook page for daily updates.